Welcome to Health Crush, your source for integrative health information. We bring you real people talking from real experience. Hi, I'm Mark Allen, and we're going to talk with Dr. Mao Shing Ni again, and he has a new book coming out at the end of the year, beginning of 2019.
That is correct.
And the name of the book, I'm going to start it, and he's going to finish the title. It's a little bit long. Live Long, Live Strong.
An integrative approach to cancer care and prevention.
Wow.
But we can just focus on the main title, Live Long, Live Strong. That's all we want. That's what everybody wants.
Exactly. Well, look, I've said this before. We all want to live to be 120. We all want to know that we're who we are. For example, I want to know that I'm Mark and not forget that I'm not Mark. And I want to be able to push somebody else in a wheelchair if they need the help. I want to live strong and live long and live strong, and then go in my sleep. That's right.
That is a blessing. And,
yes.
I feel everyone is capable of doing that. I wrote a best-selling book called Secrets of Longevity about a decade ago, and it's being updated right now. But it's all, the messaging is very simple, that you are capable of living to 100 and be healthy, strong, and happy.
Have you noticed that the older you get, and you're still young, the faster life goes by?
Boy, sure. I totally just flew by. I can't believe that my kids are all in college. It's just unfathomable.
Any of them majoring in biology, perchance?
Well, I do have one that, at UC Berkeley, my oldest daughter, Yushan, and she is graduating with a degree in molecular environmental biology. So we'll see where that takes her, right? But
that's over my pay grade, right?
It's mine too.
Obviously, the book is about having a long, strong, healthy life. Here in America, we're overweight. The obesity of starting in teenagers. I've even seen, kids 10, 11, 12 eating far too much and all the wrong foods. I am not a healthcare practitioner, but just cut it out, guys. And they're couch potatoes. They have very strong thumbs, however, because of the video games. And they're not, when I was a kid, and I'm assuming you grew up here in the LA area, we'd ride our bikes after school or to school, and we'd walk, we'd play in the street. We don't do that anymore.
It's unfortunately an indictment of our times here. And you're absolutely right. When you look at someone, obese, and that's as a teenager, they get no exercise. Now they've doubled their risk for developing childhood diabetes. And since my book is about how to prevent cancer, well, you now just increase your risk for cancer because diabetics have an increased risk for cancer because you have all that sugar in the bloodstream that's just feeding and fueling the cancer growth. So there are bigger repercussions down the road than just being a little obese. And it's a huge concern, Mark, for me. And I want to get the information out there so people can know that, hey, it's not just for obesity's sake that you need to lose weight, but it's to prevent cancer, prevent diabetes, prevent heart disease, prevent all kinds of issues down the road in your health.
And I see an increase of autoimmune diseases. I'm going to call Parkinson's and other neuromuscular diseases in that category. And there's more and more cases, if you will, that I'm told about. Autism is another thing, but they all, to me, are integrated, to use that word, because of our lifestyle of being sedentary and eating the wrong foods.
There's no question, Mark, that they all share one thing in common. Whether it's autism, whether it's Parkinson's, it's inflammation. These are all inflammatory diseases, and inflammation is generated by the body, consuming refined food, for example, high sugar, high fructose corn syrup, bad oils, and as well as lack of exercise, like you say, and lack of good sleep. There's a lot of lifestyle changes and dietary changes that people can make that can vastly reduce their inflammation and prevent the onset of these diseases.
The Chinese diet traditionally is much simpler than what we eat in the United States. There are many different kinds of Chinese food, Szechuan, Mandarin, et cetera, et cetera. And I think I told you the other day that Chinese food itself is one of my favorite, if not my favorite, cuisine when I'm eating. And it's very flavorful, but it's also quite healthy, isn't it?
So traditionally, if you look at the Chinese diet, it's essentially a vegetable-centric diet. There's huge amount of vegetables in a big variety, right? Then there's the grain. Of course, rice is the most common grain, but there's other grains, millet, and there's buckwheat and sorghum and so forth. So it's a mostly plant-based diet. There's a lot of beans and legumes, nuts and seeds, and slivers of animal products, fish, little pork, little chicken, little beef, but they're expensive, so commonly people don't get it. So as a plant-based diet, it has been shown to be much better for your health in preventing a lot of what we call modern disease. So there was a book study actually based called the China Study that was published probably 15, 20 years ago, and it really tracked large populations of the Chinese people and found that cancer was virtually unknown. Heart disease was very, very low compared to the Western societies, and certainly diabetes and all the modern disease were quite low. And so the conclusion was that mainly it was because of the diet, this plant-based diet, that really helped people, large populations, reduce the incidence of these modern disease, the heart disease, cancer, and diabetes.
But when Chinese people or Indian people or people from around the world come to the U.S. and adopt the American diet, what happens then?
Their risk factor for all these diseases goes up, really up, to become the same as our native, residents here in America. So there's no question that when you look at these studies, it's very clear that it's very much what you eat.
Well, the book is Live Long, Live Strong, and it's a way of not only fighting but preventing cancer. And it comes out when, Doctor?
It'll be out 1st of January 2019, and I'm looking forward to really sharing this information. It's all evidence-based, backed up with a lot of research, that people can find out what they can eat to prevent cancer, but if they do have cancer and they're fighting it, what else they can do, and all the accessible things that they can do, ranging from meditation to the mind-body practice of Qigong. I talked about diet and also Chinese medicine, acupuncture and herbal therapy, how these collectively can help you get through your cancer in a much easier and better quality of life fashion.
Well, I thank you very much for spending some time with us. We will do this again just before the book comes out, allowing people to have more information. We'll do another series about that, perhaps in mid to late December. Doctor, thank you very much. If you want information on Dr. Mao, we have his website up under us right now, and you can search around there and find some really good information about Chinese medicine and how it integrates with Western medicine. For Health Crush, I'm Mark Allen. We'll see you next time.